Hello, welcome to White Birch Tarot. This is Lori, and this is for Thursday, August 4th. I'm doing this late again, so I'm very tired, so apologize for my voice sounding like I'm 100 years old. I'm just extremely tired. I don't know why anyway, as soon as I sat down and turned this on, the sirens began outside, so I don't know what that's all about, but I found a couple of quotes here that I wanted to start with that I like. This one is from the French writer Colette, and she said, "You will do foolish things, but do them with enthusiasm." But yeah, I've done that. Sometimes you're not so enthusiastic later. But anyway, and this is, I think this is this a playwright? Brendan Behan, Behan. I believe he's an Irish writer or playwright, I think. He said, "One drink is too many for me, and 1,000 not enough." There's some profound wisdom in there. Yeah, okay. I have a new deck of cards that I'm really excited about. These are the archetype cards by Kim Krans, Krans. The artwork on them is gorgeous. I'm not familiar with them, so we're going to have to learn these together. So this, I may or may not be able to figure this out tonight, but I just felt moved to try. They're really beautiful. However, I was kind of hoping for something lighthearted tonight, so I was going to draw 3 cards. 4 came out, so we start with, of course, the Underworld. Gee, thanks. Gee, thanks, universe. I really wanted to see worms tonight. Actually, I like worms. In fact, I love worms. Okay, to be honest with you, I love worms. But okay, the Underworld. So this is Pluto's in Capricorn right now. I'm going to mix in a little astrology here. And if I can ever figure out how to, show a whole chart on here, it would be fun to go over everything because, this is the big thing everyone's been talking about. The planet Uranus is conjunct the North Nodes and conjunct the planet Mars in the sign of Taurus. And, sudden shocking things can happen in the world, in finances, usually on a global level, but it can be on a personal level, especially if you have any planets or points in your chart at anything between I would say between 17 and 20 degrees. It's at 18 degrees specifically, or maybe even 16 to 20 degrees. And if you don't know how to do that, one of these days I'm going to figure out how to connect with people because I would love to show people how to interpret their charts. It's a lot of fun. But anyway, the Underworld is ruled by Pluto. And Pluto's in Capricorn right now, which is an earth sign, which means governments are, going through hell. And I believe that's why we have a war going on in Ukraine. And Pluto just is a destroyer and just kind of knocks everything down, but also is responsible for rebirth. You have to go down into the underworld to find the answers. And if you'll notice, this is like a lot of, decaying stuff. But from decay comes, like when you compost your garden, it helps it grow. And we have a little bit of green and some red flowers. And I think that's the moon. I'm not sure, which kind of makes sense. But so we're going down into the underworld, which could be our own subconscious, to find something that will, probably something unpleasant that will fertilize our souls so we can get to the next step here. And then I draw another really fun looking card, which is called, now those specs weren't here 2 seconds ago. I'm sorry, but I'm just getting upset. I bruised my knuckle on the door earlier this evening, and then I was angry at the door as if it had come up and, whacked me. And of course, I ran into the door. It's my own fault. Apocalypsis, which I looked up just in case it meant something better than apocalypse, but no, it doesn't. And an apocalypse, as you probably all know, is like the end of the world. I don't literally think the world is going to end, but this design is so reminiscent of these entangled worms in the underworld. I find that very interesting with the tangled, like, everything kind of connected to each other. And there's an eye looking out, so there is some vision. But again, I feel like this is kind of like um, something must give, whatever has been working or not working, it has to go. We cannot continue on the way that we have, and that's not only true with things like climate change, it's probably true in our personal lives. So if something is not working for you, um, you may just have to sweep it out the door. You can't sort of wean yourself off it gradually. It maybe just be like boom. And of course, the planet Uranus usually comes on suddenly, and I didn't really have anything too sudden happen. Although I finally said no to someone tonight, which is really difficult for me to do, someone who needed a favor involving money. And so, anyway, it's hard for me to say no because I like to help people. And then this one is lovely, the eternal child. So, if we start over, if we go back far enough, and try to, maybe what we need to do, maybe apocalypse means just throw out everything, start over. Don't throw out the baby with the bathwater though, because here's the baby. But maybe all the bathwater needs to go. Am I making any sense? I like this. There's the sun in the middle. This reminds me of, we just had the new moon in Leo recently. Leo rules the inner child and is ruled by the sun. So there you go. So, if you have to start over, be playful about it. And as I just read from Colette, she said, you will do foolish things, but do them with enthusiasm. Let's try to, if we're going to have to start our lives over and we're, weeping over what we've lost and going, oh my God, I can't believe I have to start over. Let's try to do it with the mindset of a child knocking the blocks down, and just, they don't weep when they knock the blocks down. They just pick them up and, start over. When a child's learning to walk and they fall down, they don't sit there and cry. They get up and they just keep going. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Okay, then we get this lovely, lovely card. I love the artwork on these cards. It's truly, these cards are amazing. I'd like to show you every one. The vision, okay? And this is interesting too, because the planet Uranus also rules vision, because it rules forward thinking. It rules the future and progressive thinking and new ideas. And, this has clearly got some wisdom involved because we have owls. And the mountain to me always represents where we're headed. I've had many, I don't know what you call them. I don't like the word supernatural. What's the word I'm looking for? Many metaphysical experiences in which mountains figured heavily. It's like, sort of like I want to say, I'm too tired to think of the word, not worldwide, but like a universal symbol for like where we're headed, where your destination. That's the word I'm looking for. So at this time, and there's a new moon, at this time, try to have a vision of where you want to go. And again, you don't have to figure it all out overnight, but you might want to think about it, because it sounds like we're taking a little trip down to the underworld, and something's got to go. Something's got to go. And start over. Looks like we're starting over with something. So you better have a fresh vision. And hopefully this means that we are going to be given a fresh mission. God, I can't even speak. Vision. And with Uranus conjunct the North Nodes represent in our birth chart, in our astrology chart, they represent the vision of what our purpose here is, where we're headed. So that makes perfect sense that this would come out right now. And I think it's beautiful. I love the bare trees. I don't know what that seal is. I was trying to read it, and I can't really. I should have gotten a magnifying glass. I don't know what that symbolizes. I should have looked it up. But anyway, it also, I don't know, is that an, I don't know what's on the mountain either. A chateau, an eye, a gem. I don't know. Anyway, I think these cards are beautiful. I will get more familiar with them, but it looks like a fresh start, whether you want one or not. So get ready for that. And let's see, anything else here? That Buddhist mystic, what's his name? I'll probably pronounce it wrong. Thich Nhat Hanh. I believe he recently passed away, and he said, there is no enlightenment outside of daily life. I think he's right about that. I'm always looking for, the secret answer, and it usually turns out to be some mundane thing like, oh, I need to meditate every day or be kind to people or something like that. So, but anyway, great time to have a vision, and remember, nothing that you can envision. I mean, it's better to envision something really lofty and not quite make it than to envision something, small and achieve it. That's the way I feel anyway. So go for it. Anyway, I hope this makes sense. It's kind of confusing, but it looks good to me. It looks like we're starting over. And don't forget to play. Okay. Thank you for listening. If you have any astrology questions, I'd be glad to answer them. If you want to leave a note in the comments, please like, share, and subscribe. And I will see you again next time. Thank you. Good night.